I am just pulling something up for us that we're going to be using, and you're really going to like this segment. This is the first of many that we're going to be doing, and I'm thinking, would love your opinion. You can let me know below this video how you would like for us to organize this. So I'm thinking of just literally upload all of these and any future trainings into like a Google Drive, and seeing maybe where it might be able to fit in the members area, maybe like a bonus section or something like that. But totally let me know your thoughts, because this is something that I'm going to want to do at least maybe once or twice per week, breaking down posts that are really bad. I mean, like, explain why these posts are bad, explain what I would do differently and make it a winner, so that you can reflect on what you can avoid doing in your marketing, so that not only are you being a legendary marketer, but you're getting results and you're getting clients, more so ideal clients. So Moral sent me this first one. This is from this dude, Jordan. And so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to read through the posts, and then we're going to break down a couple things. So he says, okay, guys, yesterday I made a post about opening up my coaching program to just 3 to 4 new clients to help them with their life and business. One spot has already been filled, only 3 left. This is a limited time opportunity. So if you want to change your life, get laser focused on your goals, learn to tell your brand story in a way that feels good and true to who you are and sells, then say me in the comments below. I'll reach out to you to see if we're a good fit. So here's what we'll do. Number one, I just want to make sure if this is working. Yes, it is. Let's pull up this dude's Facebook profile, and let's check out the context of his first post. Jordan. Okay, so right off the bat, if you read through this post, he says, yesterday I made a post about opening up my coaching program to just 3 to 4 new clients to help them with their life and business, and one spot has already been filled. However, if you scroll down his wall, yesterday's date was the 3rd, and this post was made 17 hours ago, but there's no post below this. So, number one, that already is a huge red flag. Like, of course, if anybody is considering to work with someone like Jordan, and they see a post like this, if it was good, and what it should do is it should build curiosity. And so that's why people, they're seeing this on the newsfeed, and then they come by this post and they're like, okay, so type me in the comments. So they see one person that types me, but then they click on their profile, and they're going to see, like, all right, who's this guy? Like, is this someone that I should be paying attention to? And same goes for people who are following you, people who already see you as an authority. I want you to realize that everything that you're posting is either increasing your authority or it's crushing it. So let's just scroll through not only like his last 3 posts, but let's see if anything that he's talking about is congruent with what it is that he's talking about up here, because it's already really bad for him. He says, yesterday I made a post opening up my coaching program to 3 to 4 new clients. And as you can see, he hasn't. So that already raises suspicion. Like, did he really book 1 spot? And are there only 3 left? Or is he just like reaching out as a cry for help in social media? Like, hey, I can't pay my bills this month, so I'm going to try to make you an offer you can't refuse. And like, this is definitely a resistible offer, not an irresistible offer. And I can also tell, like, this person, the type of person who's going to engage with a content piece like this is probably going to be someone who's not even qualified. As you can see, you got someone from Pakistan, and no offense to Pakistan, but most of the people out there, they cannot afford to work with a mentor. So he's having a rough right now. his last post here is, last year I did a few interviews with organ transplant recipients around the world, telling their stories of what life is like after an organ transplant. Okay, but here you're talking about changing your life, your business, learning to tell your brand story in a way that feels good and stay true to who you are and sells. Like, you're not selling me when you're telling a story like this. It's not relevant. How about this next post? Not gonna lie, I completely spaced on doing this. 9 years ago, yesterday, I ran the Olympic torch in the Vancouver Olympics. That's my brother beside me, and we both look like we are 12. Okay, personal story. He's got more talks about transplant. Like, there's no relevancy to his offer. And so, like, as you can see, it's one thing to make an offer out of the gate without having posted any content that is relevant to your brand, but it is a whole nother level to post an offer after saying you made an offer yesterday and then going through your posts and I'm seeing that there is nothing relevant to what you're talking about. Like, I don't know what change your life means. I don't know what getting laser focused on your goals are. Like, I have goals. I do want to change my life, but what does that mean? And then, like, learn how to tell your brand story. Like, I can't trust you because I don't even know what this means. Like, it's so all over the place. It's pathetic. And so I want you to realize that there are so many people like this, doing this, and they think it's okay, and it's not. And it's why they're struggling. And so let's break down, like, what's really wrong with this post. Like, assuming this was a post that he made after his first offer, like, assuming he had an offer that was well written below this one, then why didn't this work? Well, this didn't work because, as you can see, there was no incentive. Like, there was literally just a girl that you saw standing at the bar, and that girl just, like, not even, let's, like, frame this whole metaphor. There was a guy standing at the bar, and he literally just told the first girl that was walking past him, like, hey, I just broke up with my girlfriend, I'm single, I'm DTF, want to have some fun tonight? I have open spaces for 3 people, and one of those spaces are already filled. Would you be interested in that? Like, no, dude. Like, I have no reason to even see you as someone who I potentially want to get down and dirty like that with. So there's no persuasion, there's no authority, there's no influence, there's no curiosity built, there's no open loops, there's no, like, telling me how my life is going to change as a result of working with you. There is no proof. There's no, here's how this has worked for another person, right? So you got to remember that when you're writing content, you got to know the levels of content that you're creating and how they all integrate with one another, and how this also applies with the individual pieces of content that you are creating in your business. And so, how to really make this a winner? Well, number one, this dude needs to get his shit together when it comes to his positioning, because it's all over the place. He's got everything on his personal wall talking about all these different things, and then he has this Facebook group with 19 members. And I'm assuming he does want people to join his Facebook group so he can nurture those relationships and make offers to you, etc. But again, the issue with this is because his personal brand, like this right here, his personal profile is his personal brand. Because his personal brand is not relevant, it raises a lot of suspicion, especially in a world that is hyper competitive, like this market here. The digital marketing, tell your story and learn how to sell using your brand and all that. Like, it's a very competitive space, and it's only increasing with more competition. But as I tell you, just because there's more competitors going into the space. It doesn't mean that it really is filled with competition. A lot of people do not know what the hell they're doing, like this guy. So, number one, the first thing he would need to have done differently for him to make this post a winner is to have a congruent brand. Second thing is he would need to make sure that it's not just this offer standing by itself. Like, one post is not going to make or a huge difference in your business. You know, that would be foolish to even think, for me personally, that this post here that I made on March 1st that got 29 comments and about 50 people who've engaged with it, to think that it's going to change my business, because it's not. Anything that I did today or on March 1st is actually going to impact what happens 30 days from now based on what I do with this post, right? So for him, if he had his shit together, let's say he posted a post earlier before he made this post. Let's say he made a post on a testimonial, or not even, let's back up. What if he made a post on his expertise, like teaching his market something and demonstrating expertise? One of the 7 forms of social proof. Let's say his second post was a testimonial, and it was a story that was well written to explain, more so describe, on how he's changed the life of one of his clients. Or what if he were to just create a post on his own journey and share his own success? Would that have worked as post number 2 to build social proof? Another one of the 7 types of social proof? Absolutely. And then let's say the third post was an offer, and the offer was well written, or and I'm talking about not this offer here, but I'm talking about him saying, I made a post yesterday about opening up coaching program for 3 to 4 new clients, and one person already filled it out. What if his third post was a well written offer, one that captured attention, engaged social proof, told people exactly what it is and how it worked and why it's important, and it handled objections, and it told people how it's going to change their life in all these incredible ways, and then made the call to action with a strong, powerful offer, then wrapped around, because this last post that he made, the third post, it would have built engagement, it would have gotten people commenting, it would have gotten people interested, it would have definitely booked calls in his calendar. And then let's say he wrapped back around on a fourth post, and that fourth post was this post here. But he did it in a way that was good. He did it in a way that was conversion oriented. He did it in a way that continued to build curiosity. It did it in a way that captured the attention of people that may have not even seen the first post, but saw the second post, this fourth post, and was like, wow, I need to learn more about this guy. Clicked on his profile, saw that the third post, the one before that, was the long offer, saw that the post before that was a testimonial, and saw that the post before that one was an expertise-driven post. And let's say there was a post that was like Sub-Zero, and that post was like a belief or a philosophy or a quote or like something controversial. Like, I want you to realize that when you have this variety of posts, especially when you make offers, every one of these things stack on top of one another to build authority, so that when they see that offer, they're like, holy shrimp, I need what this dude is offering. And so taking a look at this, in fact, I'm just going to check in and see if there's any comments here, if anyone here is tuning in live. Yeah, Morrow says you should send them this one. I'm going to click on this link later on after this video, but I really want to stay in flow. And let me know, by the way, if you're enjoying this, because I'm definitely enjoying it. It's a ton of fun ripping this shit apart. So how could he had done this differently? Number one, what I would have done is tell the truth, right? Like, he's not telling the truth. He's lying here. But the real thing he could have done, so if he said, learn how to tell your brand story in a way that feels good and sells, then what you really want to pay attention to is that in and of itself is the driving result. And when you make an offer you need to make the offer so that you can get permission to market. The other posts that we talked about earlier, those are marketing-driven posts. Those are posts get driven to get someone to feel a certain emotion and contemplate the possibility of taking some form of action. But they're not call to action posts. When you make an offer is driven to get someone to take action. And so by doing that, you need to entice that person to take action. So like his first line could have been like, how to add an additional X amount of dollars to your business, leveraging your personal brand and without having to sacrifice who you really are. Or it could have been want to add or want to hit X amount of dollars in your business without having to use paid ads. Like, of course, he's talking about telling your brand story. So he's talking about using organic marketing. So like, just offer itself. How would you like to, or attention X or X, or X, Y, and Z, attention coaches and experts, consultants and blah, consultant person, attention person, so grabs the attention of the person. If I were able to help you generate an additional X amount of dollars in your business within the next X amount of days without having to boom, would that be something you're interested in? Now, over the last several months, I've been working with clients like X who went from X to Y, Y who's went from X to Y, and Z who went from X to Y. And they've been able to do this without having to do boom. Now, why is this important? It's important because you and I both know, right, this is where you start educating them on their pains and their problems. And so you're meeting them where they're at. And so you're going in like huge depth on mapping this out and what it looks like based on your market, right? Which you get from doing your ideal client marketing research, right? Talking to your market, doing those Google searches, reading those articles, really going in and finding out like what's the lingo that my market uses, so that when I'm making these offers, I'm going to speak directly to them and I'm going to penetrate them like so hard they have nowhere to hide. And so you go from the pain to the problem and talking about how you came up with this methodology, or like telling your story of like, I know the reason why I know this to be true because this is exactly what it is that I do within my business. You know, I know what it's like to now you're like aligning yourself with their pains and their problems and how you've been able to overcome them. And this is your personal story. And then you say, this is exactly why I've created this proven process that I call X. This is the signature methodology, this program. And it works. The reason why it works is because, let me back up. You can say, and it works for the right type of people. So I'm not assuming this is you, this is for the right person, but let me just quickly tell you how this works. So assuming you'd be the right person, it only works for the right people. Now, if this worked for you, this is an opportunity, or like let me not take it too far ahead of myself. You can say this is a proven process that works. Now, this is a proven process. This is a proven process that works, that I'm going to be opening up, or that I'm opening up to X amount of people, and only X amount of people, because I want to make sure that you get results. And so let's talk about how this works. It's very simple. You talk about how it's going to work, right? You talk about like what you're going to do with them and what they're going to get, like all the way down, so that it's so easy for them to just read through. It's kind of like a sales letter, but in one post. And then you tell them like exactly how their life's going to change as a result of doing this, right? So you'll tell them like, so this is not just going to help you tell your brand story and get sales, but this is going to enable you to feel more confident, because you're really going to know who you are at your core. You're going to be able to generate a thriving community of people who know, love, and trust you. So you're going to feel better because you're surrounded by people who are incredible beings, and it's going to capture the attention of other people doing extraordinary things that could lead to more podcast interviews, more authority, invitations to speak on stages. It's going to grow your bank account, because the byproduct of just doing only 20% of the things that we're going to show you how to do in my digital marketing accelerator are going to increase your monthly profits by at least X amount of dollars. Now, I'm telling you, you're going to be able to add an additional amount of dollars to your business, if you follow this proven process while I'm holding your hand and doing it with you over the course of 90 days. Now, if this sounds like you and you're interested in, look, you have nothing to lose but all to gain. This is going to work for a very select type of person, and if you're interested in that, drop a me below and I'll shoot you over a quick message, because we're inviting clients into this accelerator by application only. Good luck out there. So I hope that helps. Like, pay attention to how this applies to your marketing. What I literally just did is outline how to write a really good offer. So there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to do exactly that now as well within your own business. But we'll go into more depth on that in other trainings. But keep this in mind. There's a big difference between writing an offer because you just need to write an offer versus writing an offer that converts and using that offer to elevate your authority. Cheers.